Have you ever wondered how to actually drop nukes in Black Ops Cold War? I've given a lot of tips in the past about what classes you should be using, positioning, guns, different things like that. But today I'm going to be telling you guys exactly what you should be doing in the map. This is pretty much going to be structuring your streak for different sections on what you should be doing, how to get to those sections of the streak, what you should be doing when score streaks ends, when you get score streaks. I'm pretty much going to be laying it all out for you guys. And hopefully you'll be walking away from this video knowing exactly how to drop those nukes in Black Ops Cold War. Hey guys, what is going on? It is your boy J King, and today I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how to drop nukes in Black Ops Cold War. These are going to be tips that you can actually use in game from the start when you load in, the beginning of the match, to when you actually get the nuclear medal at the end. I'm going to be explaining 3 different sections of the nuke streaks, what you should be doing in those sections, how you could transfer between sections, your different play styles, what you should be doing, where you should be. I'm going to be telling you guys exactly everything that you should be doing. And hopefully you'll be walking away from this video knowing exactly what you should be doing each and every time you load into a game to drop those nukes. So before we get started, there are currently no shoutouts for this week's video. If you want to shout out yourself, all you have to do is head over to my stream, jking_official on Twitch, get 1,000 channel points before next week's video, and then redeem the channel point reward for a shout out in YouTube video, and you'll be in next week's video yourself. Also, if this video has helped you at all, consider leaving a like and a subscription. Ring that bell for more content just like this. I post a live commentary every Monday and a tutorial video like this every Friday. So if you guys want to stick around for more content, let's do it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So when you first load into the game is obviously just going to be starting. So this is what I'm going to call the intro section. This is where you're going to be trying to get as much map control as possible. You're going to try to get your streak rolling, try to get a rhythm, different things like that. It really does depend on the map where I recommend playing, but obviously just hit out a lane. Maybe it's the right, left, or even you go middle, and just try to get some gunfights going. This is where you should be playing pretty aggressively. Try to get a rhythm going for your streak. If you just try to camp the entire time for a nuke streak, you're going to be out of rhythm, your shot's going to be cold, and you're going to get caught out by somebody and killed off the nuke streak pretty much every single time. So the best thing you can do right off the rip is to go in and try to get aggressive, try to get in people's faces, try to catch timing on people, and then try to build the streak off of that. You're going to have a better rhythm going forward on the actual nuke streak itself. Another good thing to do in this section is to get some map control, try to understand where people are spawning. If you don't have a lot of map control, you're not going to know where the enemies are going to be coming from. You're not going to know spawns that good. So get map control, know where the enemies are going to be spawning, where they're going to be coming from, and you're going to be able to predict them and then win gunfights based off that. I have an entire video on reading the minimap. If you guys would like to see that, I will leave a card up in the top right, also link down in the description. But yeah, just try to use the minimap to understand where enemies are coming from. It's going to be helpful to get those initial kills on the streak. Sometimes those are the hardest to get that first 10 kills. I do recommend running UAVs. This could sometimes help you understand where enemies are coming from. I know Ghost is used a lot in this game, but sometimes it'll give you that information that will pretty much save your streak. So you're going to pretty much do this until you reach about the 10 to 12 kill mark. This is where the streak actually begins. This is what I call a nuke streak, because at that time you're going to be having the war machine and the hater. You should be using these streaks if you want to go on nuke streaks. Okay, like that's just it. There's nothing else to say. Use the war machine, use the hater. The third one can sort of be a wild card. I like to sort of use the new airstrike thing. I think it's a pretty good streak, but I don't use it during my streak because it can sometimes kill you, so don't do that. But use the war machine and the hater. This is where the streak begins, and this is where we're going to move into our second section here. So this is where you want to maximize the damage that you do with these streaks. The war machine and the hater combo are really, really powerful. You're pretty much going to have an advantage in every single gunfight you go into with the war machine. And then you're going to know where everyone is with the haters. So all you have to do is look at your mini-map, pre-fire some spots, be wary of spawn protection on the war machine. But this is where you're going to be running up those kills. Use the score streaks immediately as soon as you get them. I'm going to talk a little bit later about that in the third section, but this is extremely important. This has got me like half of my nukes pretty much. But try to use them in tandem. I think they're a really good combo, and try to get as many kills as possible. Play aggressive. Obviously, don't play stupid. Don't just run into spawn when everyone's off spawn. Everyone has spawn protection and try to war machine them. That's not a good thing to do. You're going to die. Be wary of spawn protection, but with the hater up, you should be knowing, okay, this person spawned here. I'm going to sort of time it in my head. Okay, now he's off spawn protection. Now I'm going to take the gunfight and challenge him. Again, you want to be aggressive in this section of the gameplay. You don't want to be passive. You want to get as many war machine kills and as many hater kills as possible. This is going to make your streak a 10 times easier. So just a quick review pretty much. You want to get some map control. You want to get some spawn control. You want to get some map awareness off the rip, get a rhythm going, and then start to build that streak. Once you start building that streak, around 10 to 12, I believe it is, you're going to be getting those streak bonuses for your score streaks, and then you're going to get the war machine and the hater. Once you get the war machine and the hater, use them both immediately and try to pick up the pace. Try to get as many kills as possible. Be wary of spawn protection, but this is where you're going to get a majority of your kills during the nuke streak. So before we move into the third section, if this video has helped you at all, make sure to leave that like and a subscription. Ring that bell for more content. I am a variety streamer over at Twitch, shaking_official. If you would like to see this type of gameplay live, where I actually sort of discuss and talk about what my thoughts are during the game, that is where I do it. I've gotten quite a bit of nukes on stream. So yeah, drop by, leave a follow, and I hope to see you guys there. So without further ado, let's get back into it. Okay, so we've used up our streaks. This is going to be the third part of the actual section itself. This is going to be where you're going to want to slow down the gameplay. You're obviously not going to have the war machine. You're not going to have the hater anymore. They're going to be on cooldown. And this is probably the most dangerous part of the streak. You've probably been using the war machine and the hater for the past minute, maybe even longer for the war machine. And now you have to get back into the rhythm of actual gunfights. I know it could be like, oh, like you can't win a gunfight anymore, but rhythm in this game, especially for me, is extremely important. If you're out of rhythm and say you mess up for like a split second, that split second could mean that you lose the gunfight and then your streak ends. So this is probably the most important part of the nuke streak itself. This is where I play more passively. I try to stay back with my teammates. I try to get trades, different things like that. One strategy to do here is to actually wait for those cooldown timers to stop on the actual score streaks themselves. Pretty much just the war machine and the hater. I don't know how long the cooldown actually lasts for. I think it lasts for about a minute, maybe a minute 30. But the biggest thing here, once the cooldown ends, you're going to be earning score streak points for those streaks again. And the big thing about this game is it actually gives you bonus points for going on certain streaks. So if you hit that 25 kill streak mark, you are going to get a ton of score towards your score streak. And if your hater and your war machine are off cooldown, you're pretty much going to get them even if they just came off cooldown. You have 0 points towards them. This is a really, really good strategy. I do recommend you guys try to do this, but don't try to camp and get yourself out of the rhythm as well. Matter of fact, I just tried to do this last night. I was camping my ass off trying to get my score streaks off a cooldown. And guess what? I died to a gunfight to actually a pretty decent player. But even then, like I could have won that gunfight, but I was out of rhythm. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where he was coming from because I was focused on other things. And I lost the gunfight, lost the streak. So you don't want to play too passively. But again, you want to slow down the pace from the second section. You want to be playing more with your teammates, try to get those easy kills, trying to take engagements in areas that you actually are in favor of. And if you aren't getting that many engagements, the cooldown timer is going to go off. You're going to get that massive score streak bonus towards your actual streaks themselves if you hit that 25, even the 20. I've never actually had the score streaks off cooldown once I hit the 20. It's always been the 25 mark. So try to hit that 25 mark and then you'll get the score streaks again. And then once you get war machine and the hater with 25 kills and only 5 kills left, like if you don't do that, then that's an absolute choke. That's a failure. If you do get this, it's pretty much an easy nuke streak. So overall, play aggressive in the first part. Try to get map control, try to get rhythm, try to understand spawns, try to build that streak up. Once you get the score streaks, you move into the second part where you're going to try to get as many kills as possible with the score streaks. The hater, the war machine, please use these. If you're not doing it correctly. Use those streaks right away, trying to rep as many kills as possible. Once those streaks ends, try to play a bit more passively, play with your teammates, try to get some easy kills. Then once those score streaks are off cooldown, you'll hit that 25 mark. Then once those score streaks are off cooldown, you'll hit that 25 kill mark. And then you'll have the score streaks once again. You'll be able to pretty much just coast towards the 30 kill streak and then pretty much just keep going after that. It's pretty hard to lose a gunfight with the hater and the war machine up unless you get spawn protection. Don't do that. So anyway, guys, I hope this helped. Let me know down in the comments if you would like any more explanation on these things. I would do more videos on them in the future. And if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like. I appreciate you watching towards the end, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.